Happy Saturday, foodie friends and grain-free VIPs, and welcome to today's Slice of the Grain-Free Lifestyle episode, where our topic is learn to handle grain-free parties and get-togethers without losing your mind. Oh my goodness! I am so proud of you for stepping up to this challenge. My name is Nina Blake, and I am here to answer your questions. But before we do that, as you are coming on and being notified, say hello and tell me where you're tuning in from. I'm live from my kitchen in Oakdale, Connecticut, and I didn't just show up. I showed up with brownies, and I showed up with grain-free pizza. Now, we're going to go over 3 things that you can do, strategies you can implement immediately today. The first one is communicate with your host. The second is plan an exit strategy. And the third one is to make a backup plan. Okay, so let's say that you are in the situation that I was in 13 years ago, 2012, when I knew that I had to go grain-free and I wasn't going to bow out of family situations because guess what? Everybody deserves pizza and cake on their birthday. And sometimes that means I would skip so that I could celebrate. Skip enjoyment for me so that I could celebrate with my friends and family. Okay. So communicate with your host. Tell your host about your dietary needs. If you have an advocacy card, give that to them. What's an advocacy card? It's where you write down or get printed your safe foods and your allergens so that your hosts, friends, family members, servers at restaurants can support you. Okay, so you communicate your dietary needs and then you ask about the menu. Easy, right? Some people, including me, remember, this was 13 years ago. It's like, well, I'm sorry, but I can't eat a lot of foods, and I want to come, but I want to eat something. And so we go over the menu, and surprise, most of the food was something that I couldn't eat, and I didn't know how to cook grain-free then. So sometimes they would make me a safe version, like if they were doing chicken kebabs. Okay. Then they would make me grain-free chicken kebabs, or what I thought were grain-free chicken kebabs. And I'd get there and they'd give me the grain-free chicken kebabs and I was like, yes, that is awesome. Thank you so much for making me grain-free chicken kebabs. I said, oh, these are seasoned so nicely. What'd you season them with? And then they say, we marinated them in wishbone dressing. Wishbone dressing is loaded with corn syrup, and that is a hidden grain. Now, if you're like, oh my gosh, Nina, I never thought about that. That's okay. I've got your back. My VIP recipe box contains an entire masterclass on how to identify and avoid hidden grains so that you can eat safely. Okay, so now you're in that situation where you communicated with your host. Maybe you brought some of your own food. I've learned that backup plan is absolutely essential. My backup plan usually includes foods that I love, like my grain-free, lectin-free pizza. This has my homemade mozzarella on it, and it's my homemade lectin-free crust. Oh. Okay. And so, part of communicating with my host is identifying what safe foods there will be, asking what I can bring and share, like cosmic brownies, no grains, no top allergens, no dairy, no eggs, no soy, no corn, no almond, no cashew, no peanut, no sesame, no legumes, and no nightshade. And let me tell you, they are amazing. I promised you. You can watch me eat one in a few minutes, but I gotta eat my pizza first. Otherwise, I will eat all the brownies. Okay. So, I've communicated with my host. I've gotten their menu. Before I can make my backup plan, before I can make my exit strategy, I need to make sure that I have something satisfying and delicious. Hey Karen, hey Kimberly, I'm so glad you're here live with me. Thank you so much. Say hello in the chat when you have a sec. Okay, so I'm bringing my pizza. Now, my host tells me there's going to be a veggie tray. There's going to be a charcuterie board. That happened when I was at a wedding, and I was like, yes, fruits, veggies, I will enjoy those. So I planned on having those. Just one problem. By the time I got to the charcuterie board, it was covered in bits of cheese, and I have a dairy allergy. Now, if you've ever wondered what I avoid, here's my list. I have no apples, almonds, bananas, beef, blueberries, cassava, corn, dairy, eggs, no peas, no pork, no potatoes, no soy, no pineapple, no oranges, no sweet potato, no sunflower, no active yeast. And my husband is legume free. And there's none of that in the pizza, and there's none of that in the brownies. So keep listening, because we can do this. We can make it through parties. We can eat safely, and we can create a community of those who support us. Your host has invited you. Usually hosts will make it so that there are things that you can enjoy. Now, when we talk about why you need an exit strategy, we're going to talk about when things go wrong, because they've gone seriously wrong for me. Not just once. Oh, no. Many times. So I always ask my host, can I bring something to share? And then I'll ask for space in their refrigerator for my safe foods. Because if they have one thing I can share, sometimes it's just a salad. I'm not sticking with salad. No. Everybody deserves pizza and cake on their birthday. And if they're serving pizza and cake, I am bringing my own. And they're like, great, Nina, you'll be able to celebrate with us too. And that is fabulous. So I bring my own stuff. My host knows what to expect. She doesn't have to clear out her fridge at the last minute. Sometimes I'll go early and just help arrange things, not food or anything, but decorations, whatever I can do to help, because I recognize that my host is making accommodations for me, and I truly appreciate that. So now we get to the party, and sometimes there is a need for an exit strategy, especially those of you with children. Because if you get to that party and the food that you were expecting is not there, you might need to explain to your child why we have to go someplace and pick stuff up. Or maybe somebody's being extremely rude about food allergies and like just waving food in your child's face. If you're like, my family wouldn't do that, I'm so glad your family would not do that. But it has happened to me in my foster parenting days where everyone was eating food and there were creamy desserts, and my foster child had a dairy allergy and a gluten allergy and a chocolate allergy. And of course, we brought our own safe food, but what did somebody say? Somebody dropped this bomb. It's not my fault she can't eat everything. And I just stopped and I said, you know what? You're right, it's not. And I gathered up the kiddos and we went home, because the message that was communicated was that there was fault implied. And if it wasn't that person's fault, the little person was going to think, well, it must be my fault. And that is not true at all. No one is at fault for food allergies. And if everybody does a little bit, then these little people can eat safely and share meals with their friends and their family. And that is what we are here for. And if we get to eat safely along the way, that is fabulous, because pizza, people. Because pizza. Okay. Now, why do you need an exit strategy? Because there have been times when I needed an exit strategy, and guess what? I did not have an exit strategy. So I walk in to a party. Maybe it was 12 years ago, maybe it was 11 years ago, and the entire place smells like pizza. I'm like, pizza? I communicated with my host. I asked what was there going to be. I even agreed to bring a nice tub of dairy-free ice cream to share with a whole bunch, because there were some dairy-free people, so why not? And I brought my little safe cake, because it was just going to be cake and ice cream, and I get there, and the entire place smells like pizza. And the host goes, don't worry, I made you a fruit salad. A fruit salad. A fruit salad. How thoughtful of her. Is there anybody on this planet who has ever calmed a pizza craving with fruit salad? Bueller. No. And what was in the fruit salad? fruits I couldn't have, despite the fact that we went over my allergy list. Again, I am not asking for people to accommodate all of our needs, because if we know what's happening, we can bring our own food. We can eat before, but I don't recommend that as a great strategy, because eventually temptation always digs in. So if the entire group is eating pizza and I've got my pizza, I'm fine. Instead of leaving, what do you think happened? That's right. I caved and I paid for it, because the power of pizza was stronger than my willpower. Because if you are someone who is always sacrificing, and temptation is waved in your face, eventually you do give in. Anybody who suggested that you just stick with protein and veggies never spent a decade living with only protein and veggies. And habits experts, they all talk about the best way to avoid temptation, whether it is smoking or people who manage disordered eating, other things. They always talk about the best way to avoid temptation is not to be tempted. And so if I've got my pizza and everybody else is eating their pizza, there's no temptation. I'm eating pizza with my friends and family. I love pizza. And I hope that you never have to use your exit strategy. But definitely create that exit strategy. Share it with the people who you're going to be attending with, riding in the car with, and just let them know there might be a moment where you just need to leave. You can tell them about it later. Apologize, call the next day. Somebody was sick. You can tell them your friend Nina's calling and, oh my gosh, Nina has an emergency. Blame me. Always blame me. Okay. So we've gone over communicating with your host, right? Telling them your dietary needs, reviewing what is going to be there, bringing what is safe for you, an exit strategy, and now the backup plan. Because if you get to that party, like the two that I was at, where, oh my gosh, the food that was supposed to be safe for you, it's not. Oh my gosh, there's foods that I didn't know that were going to be there. And the party's going to be so much longer because now it's gone from being cake and ice cream, you're out in an hour, to what? It's a full meal and I have to watch people eat pizza? So how could those incidences have gone differently? Well, if I had a backup plan, if I bought a safe entree with myself, no problem. Tear it out. Here we go. It'll be great, right? I'll be fine. I've got my safe food. Maybe that safe food wouldn't have been pizza, but it would have been something that I could eat while they were eating pizza. Or it would have been a safe chicken dish that I could eat while everyone was eating chicken kebabs. Because when we have to leave, when we have to excuse ourselves, sometimes there's a reason. Or sometimes there are people who get a little nosy, like, what are you leaving for? We're having a great time. We haven't seen you in so long. And you're just like, I will see you another time. I will see you another time. So if you can avoid that, I highly recommend it. One more bite of pizza. Because I love pizza. Now, I've told you that I believe everybody deserves pizza and cake on their birthday. So we need to talk about the brownies. I love brownies because they travel better than cake. This is a brand new recipe and it's up on the VIP recipe box. If you are not a VIP, you've got to get on the wait list because I'm opening up 5 more spots today. And the lucky 5 who grab those spots get this recipe with all my recipes and the masterclass on grain-free ingredients and hidden grains and my exclusive baking tips. So Arlene has put the link below, and I want you to get your name on that list now so that you are not sacrificing. These are phenomenal. Just to show you, there's a fudge brownie here, there's frosting, and there's crispy sprinkles, all grain-free. No grains, no top allergens, no legumes. So I can't wait to share the recipe with you. I will see you on the inside. Get your name on that wait list now. If you're a VIP, just message me. I will send you the recipe. I believe in you because the possibilities are endless when you break a recipe.